Hello there, you manual game savers, and welcome back to NieR Automata. In part 5 of our RC playthrough, we have just woken up from cryogenic stasis in order to go take a trip to the desert.
This is very canyony at the moment, as opposed to desert.
I would think that, well, canyons would be indicative of a river, but I'd say at some point the river had long since abandoned this region.
For all of our brave androids fighting on the surface. Currently, our struggle against the machine life forms is at a stalemate.
And has been for the past 500
This
years.
battle has raged for far too long. I'm sure all of you find the effort grueling. But now is not the time to give up. Now, more than ever, we must forge on. Remember that several 100,000 humans on the moon want nothing more than to return to Earth. Glory to mankind.
Glory to mankind.
So, if the humans actually wanted to return to the Earth, why aren't we getting direct support from them?
Because they are human. They are squishy, weak, frail, and probably in such low numbers that they're practically an endangered species.
He said several 100,000.
That's... Well, I mean, okay, well, as of this recording, there are at least, but not more than 7 billion to 8 billion human lives on this planet right now.
I think we're actually up to 10 billion, but okay.
Are we?
I think so.
Jesus Christ. So we're fucked. Anyway, that means that while my kitty scratches my leg, that I am recalling that is approximately a 99.8% reduction in the human population. Probably much more than that. Actually, probably closer to 99.9999998% reduction in the human population. But yes, to answer your question, that's why the humans are not fighting. They want machines to do the work for them. And we're very good at it.
But there's a dude over there.
There is a dude over there. We should talk to that dude, because they might have something to do with this gate, which is currently sealed. You have a star over your head. You're important.
Hey, our leader told me all about you.
Okay.
Name's Jackass. Nice to meet you.
Ha.
I hear you're planning to take out
And
all
her
the
name
machines
changes to
in the desert.
Jackass.
Guess that means we need to get that entrance open.
Looks like it. So, Jack Ass,
Da,
was it?
da, da, da.
What are you doing all the way out here?
She's a mule.
Oh, that? Wouldn't want to have anyone getting tangled up in that.
I
no,
think
would
she
we?
becomes a
Don't try to
vendor
be a hero, all right?
to help support her muledom.
Well, she does very much have what looks to be the innards of a vending machine at her feet, so...
Who opened?
Well, she
It's a sealed
that
deed
those
with
might be there
explosives.
in
There's
order
gotta be
to
an
say.
easier way, right?
Well, I mean, if you're paying attention, that is because that is a rather I don't even know if I noticed that she had gadgets at her feet just then. That they're trying to tell you that Jackass is crafty, and you will come to appreciate her craft and know-how with different tools and such. Because she becomes integral to, well, eventually getting the fast travel system open up for one thing, but just in general, keeping an eye out for her because it usually means there's some goodies on the way.
Ooh, evade range up +2.
Yes, that chip affects how far you evade when you hit the R2 button. Again, if you're playing PS4, welcome
Here we go.
To the
now
desert
we're in the desert region.
of the real.
This is not the desert of the real. There's way too much open space.
We knew that it was us who scorched the sky.
Link, you forgot your shield again. How are you gonna go sandboarding without
This
your
sand
shield?
Sure is slippery.
9S, shut the hell up. Yeah, this would be a great time to have a
Careful.
little
We've got enemies
snowboarding
approaching.
or sandboarding.
More iron ore.
There's a big red circle on the mini-map. It means there's something important. There it is.
These machines are talking.
Yeah, I heard from the Resistance that they've been seeing this a lot lately. Couldn't tell you why, though.
Doesn't that technically mean that their artificial intelligence protocols are evolving?
No. For goodness sake, the Council has assured us that these machines are worthless, unintelligible, don't have to be careful. Why do I love them so much?
Well, they are somewhat adorable.
Yeah, they are pretty cute. It's this stupid little doofy eyes on them. All the machines in this game, if you pay close attention, eventually you might see just those two little eyes, just to indicate just the slightest resemblance to a human face. And I think the game does a wonderful job at eventually bringing out the feels with these characters.
Do you think they even understand the concept of being scared?
You have to be crazy not to be scared.
Well, we have finisher moves, so probably.
Well, I mean, just because they die of it doesn't mean they were afraid of it happening.
Small G luck plus.
That improves the amount of G you get from enemy drops.
By what percentage?
Depends on the strength of the chip.
Okay.
The rarer the chip, the less it costs for you to. Honestly, that's I don't even think I brought that up. Is that one of the most important metrics to deciding which chips you should have equipped is usually the cheapest ones, because there's a capacity limit, of course, to your assortment of chips. While we check another lore reminder as to where we stand, and also the time of day when we read this email. Just keeping in mind that you want to strike a balance between chip efficacy and chip cost. You want your cost to be as low as possible, and you want your efficacy to be as high as possible.
More broken keys.
We never do find out what that key went to, Mr. Gerdite. That's why we will invent a use for it.
A dented plate. Ooh.
Versus the not dented plate.
Well, we can probably
bastards.
salvage. We can probably salvage from iron ore from the dented plate, or an iron ore substitute.
Well, it's funny you mention that. There's not much in the way of item transmutation in this game.
What's with the weird
It's
looking
either
outfits?
it is the item that you need, or it is not the item that
I
you
was
need.
going through some old data.
Okay.
It looks like what humans used to wear long ago. Certain human collectives used to use face paint like that too.
Heh, human collectors. Okay, gather weapons and ammo.
Evade range +1. Skill salve.
Skill salve is a temporary use item, I believe. So we got the short version of it, hence it had an S in its name. So that means it has a duration of 15 seconds, in which time it improves your pod skill cooldown time. That big fucking
Okay.
laser we've been using.
And the big fucking laser is actually pretty nice.
The BFL is pretty nice, yes. Oh my god!
Nah. So this is our Serious Sam callback, right?
Yes. The suicide idiots are back, everyone. And my god, do they scream loudly. But those things were supposed to kill me. But they didn't.
Mostly because they were more or less wildlife, as opposed to directly thrown at us.
The wild dynamite holder has a height of approximately 0.7 meters in the air. It runs at a velocity of approximately 5 to 10 meters per second and screams at a decibel of 55
Their speech
decibels.
doesn't mean anything. They're just emitting words at random. If they wanted
The power of this
help, why would they be
explosives is
attacking
approximately
us?
half of a megaton and will make you absolutely shit your pants if colliding in quick succession with multiple dynamite holders. Not to mention that this would be your first opportunity to get your chips back in the event that you died.
And alright, wave is done.
And for the record, you don't have to fight any of these guys. You could totally just sequence break this whole fucking thing, which is not what the game wants you to do. But if you're savvy, you can totally just go for the endpoint, the predestined endpoint that the game's not immediately telling you about, because it wants you to follow story time path.
Yeah, because we're exploring what kind of personality and/or call signs the artificial intelligences that we're fighting against have adapted over the thousand years that humanity's been away.
Little by little, we are learning more about our enemy.
A torn book. So are we gonna get a Fahrenheit 451 reference?
Maybe. I mean, I don't think Ray Bradbury took it quite as far as this game takes it.
It's heading for that rocky area.
Individual target ID marked.